water, yes. Yeah. But yeah, they loaded me up with juice and all that
Good.
stuff when I
Oh,
was
did you go
there.
to the blood drive?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought I had prepared. I really
Well,
did.
yeah.
Because, I mean, test one, test one, test two, test two. Test one, test one, test two, test two. I'll tell you a story about that when this is done. It's in their genes, honestly.
I'm giving them any excuses.
Okay. I'll tell you. It's more than 3 minutes.
So then I'll pass this way. Fancy.
Pull it however much
Okay,
you
I'm
need.
gonna say it fell on the floor.
Just sort of put it this space.
There it is.
Like it's in here, so
The Dell Technologies semi-annual sale starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on select essential accessories plus free shipping and special packages with Dell Business Credit. Call the Dell Technologies
Okay.
I did bring one flyer
Perfect.
about that credit building.
at Dell. Do bank closures, inflation rate hikes, and the roller coaster of the market frighten you as much as it does me? You need to call Oxford Gold. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio
Get any
protection
positive
plan, and
feedback
Oxford
on
Gold has made it as
Marcy
easy
being
as
the
one,
host
two, three,
location?
one app, one call in. You pick the precious
No,
metal.
I gave it to
You
the
now own real
administrator.
precious metal.
I'll
Call
follow up
Oxford
with him
Gold
today.
today and learn
Can I
more
get
about
that?
the 1, 2, 3 protection plan at 833-404 gold. That's 833-404 gold.
A Maine teenager accused of being part of an ISIS-inspired plot to attack mosques plans to plead guilty.
Xavier Pelkey was arrested last year for providing material support to a terror group. The FBI found bombs at his home that he fashioned to propel shrapnel at potential victims at Chicago area mosques he targeted. They also found a note pledging support to ISIS. Prosecutors say Pelkey made plans with 2 co-conspirators, both teenagers as well. One in the Chicago area, the other in Canada. Pelkey's agreement to plead guilty would cap his sentence to 15 years in exchange for a charge against him being dropped. That hearing is scheduled for next week in a bank or federal courtroom.
Different territory college-wise.
The Pentagon just confirming that 6 U.S. troops in Syria have been diagnosed with traumatic brain injury after last week's attacks on U.S. bases by Iran-backed forces. The U.S. military responded to those attacks with airstrikes, leaving the bright lights behind.
But
Mark
educational
Wahlberg is joining the
institutions,
exodus
we're
of
a
celebrities
100,000
from
watt radio
Hollywood
station.
after reveals he
Yeah,
moved
we
his family
get-
to Nevada last fall. In an interview with Fox
So,
News Digital,
it's
Wahlberg
not-
explained he did it for his family.
That's okay.
You're a chamber member. OTC's a chamber member.
My oldest daughter now, she's off to college. My son's a junior.
We don't play
51-year-old
favorites.
said that the area has many
Everybody.
opportunities.
I just,
Wahlberg
If
recently
anything, you're
celebrated
making
the
them
opening
strive
of
harder.
his
yeah.
second Wahlburgers restaurant on the Strip. Wahlberg noted the positive impact
I know several
the area
kids from around
already
here
has.
that go to State Fair.
Good.
I do.
Rhea Dunham share 4 children together. Michelle
all
Polino,
about-
Fox News. On Wall Street, stocks
Where's
are
our
higher.
lips?
The
Yeah.
tickets in the red at times. Right now,
Yeah.
the Dow is up about 39 points. The S&P
The State Fair, it
above
takes A+,
4,000.
doesn't it?
At least the break. This is Fox News.
Okay, here we go. Well, good Thursday morning, afternoon to you. I almost said it again. I'm Patty Burns. We're broadcasting live. This is Chamber Talk on Regional Radio KJL. And here with us today, we have got Paige Jones from Missouri SBDC, Susan Wright from Mercy, Sandy Johnson from Mercy, and the beautiful Carrie York, Executive Assistant here at the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Patty?
I'm doing great, thank you. We've got a lot of things going on in Lebanon all of the time, but we do have some special events that Carrie wanted to talk about today.
Yeah, so today, Friday and Saturday, we have the Lebanon Area Homeschool Drama Phantom of the Campfire going on at the Civic Center. That looks really cute. I'm going to try and make it out one of those evenings. It looks super fun.
Mm-hmm. And we did have, I actually had some of the actors on one of my programs, and they work so hard. I mean, they practice hours and hours and hours.
Yes. My mom and I walk on my lunch break over at the Civic Center, and I've seen them practicing outside, coming in and out for weeks now. I know they've been working really hard on that.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you can get tickets at the door. And this is the only weekend that you can catch this. It's Phantom of the Campfire. So you'll want to check that out over the Cowan Civic Center Theater.
Yeah, on Saturday we also have the Mad Dog Demolition Derby at the Cowan Civic Center as well. That'll be at 5 o'clock, and you can also get tickets on motorheadevents.com. So you want to get those before you head over there. Lots of stuff going on over at the Civic Center this weekend.
How about that Lego Club? Now, we were talking about this at work, Carrie, and one of the guys, Bruce Wayne, was he was talking about the dilemma of Legos in the home when you step on one. But this is a little bit more elaborate.
Yes.
The Lego Club.
I've heard that really hurts, by the way. But the Lego Club does meet from 2 to 4 p.m. On April the 4th, which is next Tuesday, at the Laclede County Library. It is in the story room over there at the library as well.
Mm-hmm. And kids, they follow an instruction sheet and build something with Legos. Kind of cool.
Yeah. Next Wednesday, I also wanted to mention that we do have a ribbon cutting scheduled for ARC Physical Therapy. That'll be at 11 o'clock, again on Wednesday, April 5th. That'll be at 144 Evergreen Parkway here in Lebanon. So we are excited for them.
Oh, yeah. New business, always great.
Mm-hmm.
Always great. And then going on, story time is kind of a regular thing now over at the Lebanon-Laclede County Library. That's for 2 to 6 year olds.
Yep, it sure is. Looks like next Wednesday it is going on from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. At the library. Like Patty just said, it is for 2 to 6 year olds. So I think that's something that's super fun for the kiddos.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we do have some guests here today. First of all, Paige Jones is here, and Paige is here to talk to us about the Small Business Administration and some of the things that are available to business owners and entrepreneurs. So, Paige, tell us a little bit about the job that you do.
Well, yes, Patty, and thank you for having me today. I am with the Small Business Development Center, and I am based out of State Fair Community College there in Osage Beach, but I serve Camden, Morgan, Laclede, and Hickory counties. I've just started my position with the Missouri SBDC this past July, and am now boots on the ground in these communities to help those aspiring entrepreneurs begin their journey in starting their business. Not only does the Missouri SBDC support those wishing to take on that journey, we also provide no-cost, confidential one-on-one consulting for business planning, financial management, tech marketing, loan preparation, succession planning, and so much more. In addition to those services, we also try to provide as much training opportunities to skill up. One of the entities I'm involved with through State Fair is their Learning Force group. And the Learning Force provides workforce development and customized training solutions and professional development for those wanting to skill up in their current field. One of the things that I've learned here recently is that Missouri ranks in the bottom 3 of all states where credit is concerned, and we are actually hosting, in conjunction with New Growth and the Women's Business Center, a credit building course that's coming up. It's going to be in Osage Beach at the State Fair Community College on Tuesday, April the 18th. This is a great no-cost opportunity, by the way, from 4 to 5:30. So hopefully after work you can make this, but it's a great opportunity at no cost to help you get your financial bearings back around you, and we're really focused on doing that for our Missourians and helping them get in a better place. We want to get out of that bottom 3.
Now, is that for individuals, or are we talking about businesses still?
Well, definitely for individuals or businesses, in which those are closely tied with entrepreneurs. A lot of times when you go to apply for a grant or a loan or any sort of financial backing to help you move forward with your business plan and your business, you'll need to be cognizant of your credit. And so a lot of times that's step one in beginning that journey. And so we want to make sure that everybody's prepared in the best way possible to have a successful business.
All right. And again, that's taking place in Osage Beach on Tuesday, April 18th from 4 to 5:30. People need to pre-register.
Yes, and actually, I have some information out on Facebook, and if you go to Facebook to the Missouri SBDC Facebook page, you'll find that information right there. Or if you would like, you can give me a call at 573-693-9010, and I'd be happy to share all the information with you.
All right. What do you think is the biggest challenge for individuals who are just starting out with a new business?
I think one of the biggest challenges is they really don't know where to go or where to begin. They have a wonderful idea. It's a very robust idea, and they want to get it off the ground, but maybe they haven't prepared a business plan that will ensure their success or give them the full picture of what that's going to look like, not only right after the doors open, but 3 years down the road. It will help them prepare for that success or perhaps that winter lull that we all see here, and prepare accordingly so that they can go into it with a vision of success and know exactly where they're heading with their business.
All right. And now, are you available anytime, Paige, for people to talk to, or?
Most anytime. I do have a family and a couple of kids that I
Okay,
have
so
to
don't
keep
call you at
alive.
midnight.
No, you've been,
Okay.
I might not answer at midnight. Actually, I'm available Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. I serve, like I said, all 4 counties, Camden, Morgan, Laclede, and Hickory. I will meet with my clients via Zoom. I will come to you if that is what serves you best, or you are always welcome to come to one of my 2 offices, actually, one inside of State Fair Community College in Osage Beach and another in the Camdenton Chamber of Commerce in Camdenton. And I've talked with Carrie here. I'm sure she might let me come in and meet with folks here, but I'm enjoying some of the beautiful establishments around Lebanon and taking the opportunity to meet with clients around town here too.
Oh, that is great. And now, the your offices are housed at the within Learning Force at State Fair Community College. Is that correct? Or am I reading this wrong?
No, you are. It's a little bit confusing because we are all over the state. It feels like the Learning Force offices are situated inside of the main campus in Sedalia. And so while I'm a part of that team, I'm not right inside the office, but we have access to everything going on within there. So my offices are just within the satellite campus of State Fair, which is in Osage Beach.
All right. Lots of no-cost confidential one-on-one consulting available, business planning, financial management, tech, marketing. Marketing is important. Sometimes I think people kind of put marketing on the back burner.
You are
And
correct.
yeah. And it's like I always tell people, if they don't know you're open, how are they going to know to do business with you?
Step one is making sure that you've searched your business name. Is it available out there? And then aligning the things such as your website, your email address, and everything else surrounding your marketing, your image, who you are, and having it match. Because yes, we live in a very digital world these days. It's very important for you to have that website and even a few social platforms ready to go so that when you do open your business, everybody knows where to find you. They know all of the exciting things going on around your new business and can connect with you easily. Marketing is very key.
Very much so. And then, of course, there's always those grant opportunities that are available. I spoke with a friend of mine, oh gosh, was it last week or week before last? And I'm like, hey, did you know this grant can help you, help you get employees or at least get tax credits for employees? No, I didn't know that. So you can help with that information.
Absolutely. And I am very much connected with anything that may be coming to the surface available to whatever industry for grants. We look at grants, we look at revolving loan funds. We're connected to micro lenders as well as banking institutions. So we can help you source out just about anything you are looking for, or maybe determine that it's just not there or coming down the pipeline. But yes, a lot of opportunities to help with the business start.
So, Paige, if a person wants to look you up online, look up the SBDC online, and kind of find out what you can do for them, what's the website address again?
If you go to Facebook, Missouri SBDC at State Fair Community College, I personally am on LinkedIn, so you can look me up as Paige Jones on LinkedIn. You can also email me at pjones10 at sfccmo.edu. And as I mentioned, you can always call me 573-693-9010. But I think Facebook is probably the easiest connection. So very simple, MO space SBDC at State Fair Community College.
All right, thank you very much, Paige. That's Paige Jones with Missouri SBDC, part of the Small Business Development Center. Yes. I wanted to say community, and I knew that wasn't correct, but I was close.
Well, hey, our tagline at State Fair is "It's all about community," so that was close enough.
There you go. Also here with us today is, let me see, Susan Wright, Ms. Wright. You looking for Ms. Wright? She's sitting here in the offices of the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce right now. How are you, Susan?
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
Well, Susan is a dietitian, correct?
Yes.
At Mercy. All right, so I have so many questions and we have so little time. So I guess my first question for you, Susan, is if a person wants to start out from the beginning a new healthy food regimen, where should they start?
That's a loaded question. So first, I would say eating 3 meals a day. It doesn't have to be breakfast, lunch, and dinner is a time of the day. It's not necessarily a food. So just making sure that they're eating regular intervals throughout the day, and then of course including fruits and vegetables with each meal would be a great start.
All right. So fruits and vegetables, very important.
Yes.
But what about, we hear about these protein diets, people, loading up on protein. Is that a healthy way to go and, excluding the other foods?
So I'm not an advocate of any one protein or carbohydrate or fat over another. Moderation, which we've heard over and over, but just making sure that it's a good balanced meal, making sure that there is a carbohydrate, making sure that there is a protein, and actually a fat is needed as well. So just making sure that you're getting kind of an equal mix of foods with every single meal and snack.
And you said fat.
Yes.
Now, we hear the word fat and we think, well, that's not good for us. What's the difference there?
So there are good fats. So we've, one of the things you hear is, fats are really bad for you. Well, saturated fats are not very good for you, and modified fats. So if something says like a hydrogenated oil, no, you don't want that. But, there are medium chain triglycerides, which is a big word that just means getting some of the fats that come from fish and nuts and things like that, to get those good omega-3s with a small mix of omega-6s in there as well.
Okay, she's talking Greek here to me. Omega-6s.
Yeah.
What is that?
They're just different types of fats that are in, like fish will have a good amount of omega-3s, which is what you need for fighting inflammation. But you also need the omega-6s, which is just a different kind of fat that comes from other sources.
Okay, all right. So I don't like fish.
Okay.
So where do I get my omega-3s at?
So you can get it from flaxseed, you can get it from chia, and a lot of this sounds just, I'm not that into these health style things, but honestly, you can find it in granola and things like that. You just have to read the food label.
Read the food label. Is there one particular diet that an individual should follow? And when I say diet, I mean, foods they need to incorporate into, what they eat. If they have a family history of diabetes or something like that.
So I hate the word diet. Eating style is
Right.
kind of what I like to do.
Right.
So there's several. So we've heard conventionally here in America, we've heard of the diabetic diet, but quite honestly, and it is a very good healthy diet, kind of across the board. But again, it's what you make of it. And more frequently you're hearing now about the Mediterranean diet, which is actually good as well. Some people get confused because the Mediterranean diet kind of has a basis in grains, and people think, well, if I have diabetes, I can't have all of those carbohydrates. But when all actuality, they're talking about full grains, so like brown rices and whole wheats and things like that, not the modified white rice or white breads and things like that. So we just want a well-rounded, healthy diet.
Okay. So should we do away with bread completely?
Absolutely not. Don't take my bread away from me. No, just moderation. So, you want to have a carbohydrate with every meal. So maybe if you want to have bread, maybe don't do the mashed potatoes with it. Choose what you want your starch to be.
No, you're going to make me give up bread or mashed potatoes, one or the other.
With
No,
one meal.
I can't choose.
Okay, so then you're just going to have to do a half of serving of mashed potatoes to go with your bread.
Okay, so let's talk about serving sizes. What is an adequate serving size versus too small or too large?
So serving sizes goes by your age and your gender, because men usually have a higher metabolism and will need a little bit more food.
Darn them.
So we're going to talk about, we're going to leave out the infants and the kids, and we're just going to talk about adults. So generally a serving of vegetables, if it's cooked, will be a half a cup. And if it's a raw vegetable, the serving size will be a cup. Salad is a little different. You get 3 cups of that, so eat up. So,
Is it a myth that salad is hard on your digestive system, or like lettuce?
So again, nutrition is so individual. So some people can tolerate all kinds of vegetables that would go into salads: peppers, celery, lettuce, of course, green peppers. So if you have a well-functioning intestine, then it's just fine. It's actually great. It provides some of that mobility that your intestines need to move from one end to the other, not to put too fine a point on it.
Right.
But so only if you have a digestive system that has some interruptions with it, or problems like Crohn's disease or something like that, then you have to, or acute cases of diverticulitis, which is just pouching of your intestines. Those people have to worry or be concerned or watch what they're eating. But by and large, most people can figure out what causes them problems and what doesn't.
It just sometimes it takes some time, a little bit of discomfort, I'm sure.
Yeah. But once you eat it and you say, oh, that didn't work for me, you just kind of eliminate that one and try something else.
All right. So as a dietitian, Susan, do you work one-on-one with individuals, or do you consult with doctors? What exactly does a dietitian do?
Well, for Mercy here in Lebanon, I'm an inpatient dietitian, so I work specifically with our inpatient patients. So I will see them in their room and talk to them. I also provide education for them to take home and review, because quite honestly, when you're in the hospital, you just don't remember everything that's told to you. So you want to have that information going home. But yeah, so here in Mercy, I do all inpatient.
Okay. So you go to a patient who maybe has had a injury, well, like a leg injury or something like that, and you know they're not going to be as mobile. So would you tell them they're going to need to cut back to, maintain a healthy weight and maybe not exacerbate their injury?
We talk about nutrition adequacy, so making sure that they're getting the right mix of foods. Again, kind of like we talked about, making sure they're getting adequate protein for healing, making sure they have enough carbohydrates for energy, because that's our number one source, and then enough fat to make sure that we're not burning the wrong kind of foods. So, yeah.
So how does a person kickstart their metabolism? I mean, I'm a older woman, and so my metabolism is slowed down, as many women have the same issue, after menopause or that type of thing. And so how do we kickstart our metabolism through eating the right foods? What kind of foods should I be eating?
So again, it goes all back to making sure that you're getting a variety of foods. Make sure that you're not overburdening your metabolism with too many carbohydrates, because if you're not able to burn the foods that you're eating, then you are going to store them. And unfortunately, they're stored as fat, which is what none of us want. So yeah, just making sure that you're watching what you eat. If you're ill, making sure that you're getting the protein you need for wound healing. So yeah. And then of course, activity as much as you can, or talk to your doctor.
And vitamin supplements. Where do those fall into the healthy day-to-day lifestyle?
Well, so vitamins, if you think about a piece of toast and how it has all of those holes in it, and if you take peanut butter and you just smear a thin layer, that peanut butter fills in the holes. That's what a multivitamin is meant for. If we take them to totally replace what we're not getting in our diet, that's not going to work. You really need that base of good nutrition through fruits and vegetables and meats and or non-meat proteins. But the multivitamin is just to fill the holes. It's not meant to totally fill the gaps.
We do have individuals out there, Susan, that they don't want to eat meat. It's their religion, it's their lifestyle, whatever. So what kind of proteins are best, or plant materials, I guess, are best for them to be consuming to have the best health?
So right now this is a great time to live, because there's new proteins, and definitely the vegan movement and the vegetarian movement has really become more of mainstream. So there are much more foods available that are non-meat protein sources. So of course, the standby, of course, most people think of is tofu, but there are others like you can use. I'm getting nervous. Soybeans, and which is also a form of tofu, to get some of that. Some of the nuts will get you some of the proteins that you need, as well as some of the healthy fats that we've talked about. So yeah, it's definitely available.
Now, what about those black bean burgers that we see? Are those, is that even healthy?
They can be. There are several recipes that you can find online that are delicious. They're not my favorite, but that's okay. I'm a pinto bean, not a black bean person. And then, of course, if you're buying the ones that are pre-made, you just kind of look for the ones with the least ingredients, the ones with the least amount of artificial flavorings or additives or preservatives.
All right. Well, Susan, unfortunately, we're out of time. I have so much.
Can I plug just one more thing?
Yes, you please can.
So Mercy's Lebanon is doing educations. Our next one is April 25th. And it's diabetes related, and we talk about a different topic each month. And our next one is April 25th, and it starts at 5:30 to 6:30.
Okay. And is that in the conference room?
It is in the conference room, yes.
Okay. All right. Do we need to call ahead for an appointment?
You do not.
Okay. Susan, thank you so much. We're out of time, folks. It's time for Cardinals baseball. Thank you all for joining us here on Regional Radio KJL for Chamber Talk. It's brought to you by the Lebanon Area Chamber of Commerce and Local Makes Sense and Regional Radio KJL. Have a great day.